I guess we tend to be a little bit more militant in that we're willing to confront those that need to be confronted. And so that's what we're all about. We got a little bit of an expense we put together in this, and we've got some donation jars back by the Christmas tree and by the hot dogs. If you can help us out, it'd be a huge blessing. Everybody keeps telling me to speak louder, but this is the best I can do. So I'm just going to keep talking to you until Matt Shea's ready. Sir, where are you from today? Rice, Washington? And what brings you down?
Tyranny.
It's nice to have you here today. Where are you from, sir?
Troy, Montana.
Nice. Did you drive all the way down here?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to pass the jar and see if we can help you with gas. Thank you. And dear, where are you from?
I am from Springfield, Tennessee.
Did you come all the way out here to see us? Oh, we'll pass the jar.
I heard about all this, and I'm a part of it. I came to visit my daughter, Sandberg, America.
I see.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming.
I ordered snow, not this.
Well, I think we're pretty blessed to have what we got, honestly. Could be a whole lot worse. Yeah, okay. Thank you. And where are you from, dear?
Oh, Spokane County.
Are you? What brings you out?
Same thing, tyranny. It's nice to know in advance that our local police department will not defend us in the face of an overreaching federal government.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, isn't it? Something I keep saying, and talking about this event all week long is that it's really about principles and not about personalities. It really doesn't matter what color you like or what color you like or I like or what church you go to or what church I go to. It's about principles. It's the principles that glues us together. It's the principles that will keep us together. But if we start diving into the personality issue, it'll all come apart. So it's like I was speaking last night to the militia, and there's a tendency to want to, there's a lot of support for the sheriff. And, on some levels, I like the sheriff. I mean, it's hard to be the sheriff. I don't want to be the sheriff. We got to have a sheriff. But we got to have a sheriff that shares the same principles that I share, that you share, that we all share, or it ain't going to last. It ain't going to work. And certainly today, your presence here is significant, and it's sending him a message for sure that it's principles before personalities. And I'm sure after this weekend, he's going to understand that and start giving that a whole lot more consideration in his decisions. This event today is putting us on the map. This thing with militarizing the law enforcement has almost put a lot of us to sleep. It's kind of become kind of a topic that isn't as fresh as it used to be. But here in Spokane, Washington today, based on the comments of this deputy, it's become very clear to all of us that we got a problem. Because when law enforcement starts thinking that we are the enemy and they need that militarized, mechanized hardware to protect the community, we have moved from peace officers to a militarized law enforcement entity. And we've invited a lot of law enforcement. We've invited anybody in the military, anybody in law enforcement, anybody who's taken an oath to the Constitution. And that oath doesn't expire. Yes, sir.
This sheriff here worked hand in hand with ATF. This sheriff worked hand in hand with ATF.
And how do you know that?
See, they took my firearms away from me with no due process of law, no charges filed, no trial, anything. And I know for a fact they worked with ATF, hand in hand, to physically take my guns away from me and strip me of my weapons, my Second Amendment rights.
Well, we know that InfoWars is going to be looking into the sheriff's background where he came from, what he's about. There's a lot of rumors going around about his relationship with FEMA and Homeland Security.
He's tied in with, he is tied in with FBI LIDA and the Fusion Center. He has positions in both.
Right, right. Well, you know, this is a new day, but, you know, as I was just mentioning, this event happening with this deputy, his response to it, puts Spokane on the map. I mean, it really does. And I just think it's really important that we send him a message that it stops here. We don't want any more of it. We're not going to stand for it. And I think our numbers will grow. And I think, you know, that there's power on certain levels that's really paying attention today to see how we're going to treat this event. They're taking our temperature. They're seeing if we're going to rally together. They want to see how strong we are committed to our principles, and if we're going to make this happen. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a constitutionalist. I'm an extremist. My people have been dying for this country, since, including the Revolutionary War. I would call that extreme. Now, was a time in history when Franklin Delano Roosevelt called out the National Guard to arrest the police, to protect the people from the police, and that can happen again.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir. Come on. Yes, sir.
I'm Matt. And, my name's Matt. I have an independent news site called Matt's Insane News, and I'm here because I want the MRAP sent back. That's what I want, and I think that's what we all want. It's disgusting to me to see an MRAP outside of Walmart, and the woman who shot the video made a really good point. It may not intentionally be psych warfare, but the byproduct is people become desensitized to seeing this type of equipment on our streets, and we don't need it, we don't want it. So I want this thing sent back. I want Ozzy to hear we want this thing sent back. The second thing I want is Ozzy said he would debate Alex Jones face-to-face, eye-to-eye. InfoWars is here, Joe Biggs is here, and I want to ask Alex right now to take Ozzy up on that offer. He needs to face Alex Jones, debate this thing on air so we can all see it. Thank you.